also hopefully have time to do your a little bit of your homework. So, for anyone playing along at home, any of our sick friends, we took a quiz. We just did that. We're done with it. This homework will be for today and Monday. I will never, well, I don't want to say never, but I will hardly ever collect homework on a Monday. That's just rude. Yeah. Whoa, we throwing stuff back there?
Yeah, I threw a art chair once. I was getting up real fast and threw it backwards.
One question, not done, just nothing. You'll still get a check on your stuff. You just have one question. Now, if you don't know how to solve it, we should talk about that at some point.
Mr. Hudson,
Yes.
yesterday I was watching the video for the class, and somebody asked, "Where's Ava?" And then you're like, "Oh, she went to the nurse. I think she's sick or something." And then they all were like, "Aw." And then when I got back, I was wondering why everybody was asking me if I was okay.
It's because your friends care about you.
You should be happy.
Alrighty then. Alright, so our notes should have a header. So in case you haven't taken the time to do this, like we talked about yesterday, I should not be having to individually invite everyone to do the things that you know you should do. I don't know why I put that decimal there. But we're doing fraction addition. You want to make your life easy? Fracad.
I want fraction action.
Fracad.
I want fraction action.
Fraction action. I like it. You can also label your notes fraction action.
Oh, I could have
Do it. I like it.
No.
I like that better, actually.
Great.
Fraction action. Action runs.
Fraction
Alright.
action.
So, anyone ever like have multiple pizzas left over and you're like combining them into the same box, or like, you don't want to like, so essentially that's what we're doing here. That's all we're now. As you guys probably realize by now, I really like pizza. I'm just like down with it. You can make a million different kinds of pizzas, so you can really like theme it however you want. I mean, sure, depends on my mood, but yeah, if I'm feeling pineapple, yeah, I'll eat Hawaiian. So, when finding, now this is why a couple people were confused because I told them we were going to have easy probabilities or simple probabilities on the quiz you just took. When we get into the more complicated probabilities, we're going to have to work with adding fractions. Now, before we can do any fraction action with addition or subtraction, I should make up a rap or something. What do we need before we can do that addition or subtraction action? Shall we? Common denominators. So this 1/3 and 1/2 don't really work right. So I want you and your team to decide how do we add 1/3 and 1/2 and make it happen to tell us what this actually represents. Go for it. Now, occasionally I do the diagonal bars to help you see that it's much easier if I do the horizontal fraction bars. Now, you can keep writing, but I want to tell you about somebody because I really owe a lot of my skills as a math teacher to this person. Back in college, I had a professor named Dr. Smith, but he really essentially told us to call him Jeff. He literally came out on the quad with us one time and played ultimate frisbee. Like, awesome math professor, awesome guy. One of his favorite things to say when you don't know how to solve a problem, you don't know where to start, do anything. And the other thing, when we were working in geometry, is draw a line. So if I don't know how to solve a problem, ask yourself, can I do anything? Do I know how to do anything with this problem? And especially if I look at geometric things, can I draw a line that might help me? Can anyone think of a line or a couple lines I might draw up here that can help us see the situation easier? Ava?
Squiggles.
Oh, not squiggles. Sky? In the 1/3, I can cut it in half, and in the half, I can cut it into thirds, making each of them what? So visually, we've now made this 2 sixths plus 3 sixths, and this is now, it's hard to show because how they shaded things. I would have to do cut, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this little sliver is a sixth. So I don't really like how they laid it out here, but each of those regions is a sixth, just kind of a different size of rectangle representing the same region.
I don't know how to label things when you just.
But we know it's fine. So fractions, probabilities, things like this don't have labels.
I don't like when you like draw stuff in the
No, I only write like this. Trust me, I have not written with my left hand. I'm not ambidextrous. I wish.
I am.
Oh yeah, I drink coffee and stuff because I'm used to drinking coffee and writing.
Coffee's for the living.
So again, we do not have to use the giant one, but if I know it's Friday, but come on, I only got like 5 more minutes with you guys. If we were going to use the giant one here, what would this giant one have been? Just shout it out. 2 over 2, right? Careful, I heard somebody say 1/2. Whatever I do on bottom, I got to do on top. So yeah, 2 halves. What would this giant one be? 3 over 3. Making it 3. And then we add them up like we just did. All right, try this with a 4th and 5/12. We have Lily, Armando, and Jose, but they all give us different answers.
You didn't say that.
What? I know. That wasn't really important because we did the same stuff up top. Sorry, I don't always say that. We want to figure out who's right. So I want to give your group, we have like 5 minutes left. I want to give you guys 2 minutes to do whatever work you want to do, or analyze Lily, Armando, and Jose, figure out who is correct. Or you figure out who's wrong, or if multiple people are right, or whatever. So 2 minutes.
Do we need to add them again?
That's what they're trying to do, is add a 4th and 5/12. But they've shown you what they did. So either you could do it on your own, or you can check their work and see if what they did is allowed.
Well, you can't because of the denominator.
So is that what Lily, Armando, and Jose did first? Do common denominators?
Oh, yeah.
So, look at the fact that they didn't keep going left to right. They dropped down. So guys, I want to point something out that Ava and I are having a really good conversation over here. Ava was saying, well, we can't add them because we need common denominators. And at first she was like, well, they set up the addition, like that's wrong. But they didn't keep working left to right. They didn't solve the addition. They dropped down, which makes your life easier when we look at the mathematics. Because 1/4 turned into 12/48. 5/12 turns into 20/48. Like, they're changing what the fractions are. So, we haven't used cards at all yet. We might as well just keep going volunteer today. Can you explain to me what Lily did? Okay, that hand went down very quickly. Friend?
She times it by 8, I think. Yeah, by 8, yeah.
How does 4 go to 48? Close. We're not quite there with 10. Sky?
She multiplied the denominator, like each number by, like, so for 1/4 she multiplied it by 12.
Yeah, look at the numerator too. 1 turns into 12. This had to be multiplication by 12s over here.
And then on the other side she did it by 4, so she multiplied the other fraction by the other denominator.
Yeah. So, easy way to find a common denominator, just use the denominator over here for the fraction over there. Use the denominator over here for the fraction over there. And it will always work. So, check the math. I think it's right. Yeah. She could have made it easier, right. So, Joey, do you want to talk me through Armando? What Armando do?
Why he did what I was saying, what Lily was.
Guys, why do I have people drumming or like whistling or come on, we're in math class. Sorry, Joey, go ahead.
So, Armando saw that 4 is equal to 12 times 3.
Ah.
Like 4 is a factor of 12 or something like, yeah, like something like that.
Yeah, 4 is a factor factor 4 of 12 is a multiple. You can say it either way, but you're right.
And then you just made his life easier.
Yeah, he made his life easy. He said, well, I don't need to change the 12 if I can make my 4 turn into a 12. Solid way to solve it. Check the math. Looks good. Yeah, anybody have issues with it? I make mistakes. I talked in this class yet that if you like catch a mistake of mine, you get candy. Did we have that conversation yet? Yeah. I have a drawer full of food/candy, and if you catch a mistake of mine, you get candy. So pay attention. So the fact that you immediately say how much says something about your generation, and the fact that you don't appreciate gifts. Not you specifically, but it's very funny. Like, oh, I got you guys ice cream. Oh, well, how much do we get? Like, that's.
No, how much will I would say, how much can I pay you for the drawer?
Oh no, not. Oh, you're making an offer, dude. I can't be bribed. I'm a teacher.
I mean, you probably could pay.
Come on, I make so much money teaching. I just don't need any more money. Yeah. Slash S. Sorry, guys. All right, last one because we're almost out of time. Jalen, you've been patiently.
No.
What you don't want to?
I do. Times 2.
So Jalen does times 2, and what happens over here?
Same thing.
Times 2.
No. Oh my god, I'm so confused. I believe in you. You can do it.
Somebody already shouted it out. It's times 6. That gets down to 6/24, 10/24, 6. So wait a minute. If all of their work looks right and all the math checks out, what could we say about these 3 fractions? They're all equivalent. On that, have a great weekend.
How dare you!
Doesn't matter. They're all equal. We'll do that Monday. No, I trust you guys. It's this drawer right here. I got my Cheez-Its. I got my Skittles. I got my soup. But then I got like Dum-Dums for you guys. No, I gotta eat that. So do I. That's why I bought soup.
Do you have Parmesan?
Do I have Parmesan? No, I ate some last night though. You want Parmesan specific? That's what you want?
Parmesan cheese.
Okay. I'll see what I can do about that.